The idea was to have a central area so that the ministers and the pastors would not be bothered, like, see the people come up to the priest 5 minutes before he's going to say Mass and try to hit him up for money. The idea was to centralize this and try to get all the churches to participate and send their funds and groceries to the one area.
Father had given me permission to use one of the rooms. Joe sent out letters to 30 some odd people. I went to almost every church in town to talk to the congregation. It was such an experience to go and watch. I was allowed usually about 10 to 15 minutes. Well, that's like me saying hello. Anyway, the people were very gracious, and I just asked if they wouldn't do what they were reading in their Bibles, and asked if they had some suggestions to call and tell us what it would be, and couldn't we all get together again? Well, we did. We would call it Round Rock Area Serving Center. It mushroomed from there. It wasn't just Joe and I. The enthusiasm was there from the beginning, and I think that's what kept Joe and I going. Other people had enthusiasm.
The Round Rock Area Serving Center was born out of need. In 1987, a group of local churches led by a dedicated team of volunteers knew that by working together, they could accomplish more. By combining efforts, they could increase awareness in our community. This awareness would not only help the coalition to collect more donations of food, but would also help bring about a systemic change and end the problem of hunger. A temporary solution to a short-term problem. Sadly, hunger still exists in many of our neighborhoods, but the mission of the Serving Center is stronger than ever, ready to lend a hand up to families in need. Born out of that need is the Round Rock Area Serving Center we have today. For many years, the center operated on borrowed land and generous hearts. 2 small buildings and 1,000 square feet went a long way in meeting the needs of those seeking the staples of existence and a warm dose of human compassion. When the ask was made, our community answered the call. Every year, as the need increased, faith and hard work brought hope to those without.
Because the Serving Center was founded by the churches 20 years ago, as the community has grown and the churches have grown, so has the need for what the Serving Center does in the community.
We were much smaller at that time, so sometimes I did everything that had to be done because I was the only one here. But it was a much smaller operation. Today we have probably more than 100 volunteers.
The resources that they have, the amount of people that they serve, the growing community, they all are connected.
The dawn of a new millennium brought to light a new challenge for the Serving Center: space, specifically not enough of it. Rapid growth in Williamson County brought with it a dramatic increase in the number of local families needing more than food and a little help paying for utilities. They needed clothing, furniture, and help paying for medication. The board of directors quickly realized that the center's 2 modest buildings were simply no longer adequate. Once again, the call was made and a dedicated team of volunteers took action. In 2005, the board boldly stepped out in faith with ambitious plans to build a facility that could provide proper storage for food, as well as space for expanded services to provide clothing, furnishings, and health care. Their vision was to build one caring place where families can come for a hand up and a dose of hope.
After Katrina, we were loaded onto buses. The bus brought us to the Astrodome here in Texas. I was an email buddy of Charles E. White, who lives here in Round Rock. A lady was passing and asked if someone needed to use a cell phone. I used her phone and called Chelsea's number. She told me that I was to stay right where I was, not to move. Someone was going to come and pick me up. So that's how I ended up in Round Rock. She brought me over. I signed up with the serving center. They gave me food and helped me with clothing and things like that.
It has really been a big help in my situation, as my funds are limited to Social Security.
When I came to the serving center, I was in need of medications, glasses. I had a car and I had no gas, and they provided me with food as well as gas vouchers. The serving center offered computer skills training, and with those skills I was able to get into school and start another career.
What we see here are people who need help with their energy bill and their pharmacy bills, and they're always happy to have food.
What most people don't realize about the Serving Center is that it provides much more than just food.
Today, the Round Rock Area Serving Center is so much more than a traditional food pantry. It is a comprehensive, multi-purpose facility. 13,000 square feet of dedication to helping others. On a site that was acquired through a generous gift, the center is now home to the Lone Star Circle of Care, which provides much-needed medical treatment to people of all ages and from all walks of life. Treasure's Thrift Store is where gently used items from clothing to housewares and furniture provide an affordable shopping alternative for families who would otherwise do without. A new computer learning center provides an avenue for training and the opportunity to find a better way.
You know, we help on so many levels, and there is more and more need in the community as the community grows. So the Serving Center, their mission grows along with that.
We are doing a good thing by being here and by helping.
If they were to donate funds, more little kids would be fed. And also it does help the seniors. Some of them are on just a few $100s a month.
The money will go a long way. The volunteerism there's no comparison to a worthwhile cause.
It's a center that takes care of much more than just the destitute maybe or the working poor. It takes care of a single mother trying to raise 3 or 4 children and may have been laid off for 2 or 3 weeks. It's that one safety net that everybody in our community can count on in a time of need.
There are people out there that are really in dire need, and if you are in a position to help, you should give back.
With the assistance I get from the serving center, I can continue to have my medicine, have a balanced meal, and live to be 100 or more.
I believe it's important to help the Serving Center because there's no return to the Serving Center except the thank you that people have given when they've been helped. The more you do, the more you are rewarded, so that the world can turn and keep going where we turn better.